I'm starting to record this again. I'm checking that I'm recording. Again, I've got this highway patrol. People keep harming my truck, and he was waiting down the state land. I go down this, yes, it says do not enter. I go down there to make sure that my truck is going to operate safely. And I test up and down before I try to go over Luther. And this police officer was sitting there, and I came right to the side of his vehicle, and I tried to explain to him why I came down that road and that I was testing to make sure my vehicle is safe. I've explained I'm the victim of a crime and that both Alpine County Sheriff and the Highway Patrol have seen that my truck has been repeatedly harmed, and he's given me a ticket anyway. He's given me a ticket anyway, which is just sick and wrong. So it's more gang stalking, and it's gang stalking by the Highway Patrol. That is what it is. It is gang stalking by the police, and this isn't the first time. They will not go after criminals that keep repeatedly harming my truck. But instead, what they will do, and I explained to, and when I was down there, he kept cutting me off and wouldn't let me explain why it was I came down there. Because I wasn't going to park down there, and I don't park down there. I simply stop and check to see that the TPS is in a good setting, and then I run it up and down the paved road, because it's the only paved road around here that's not a freeway, so that I can safely make sure that my vehicle is okay. My vehicle keeps being harmed. People keep harming the TPS, the accelerator cable, and the idle screw, so that I have to be concerned that I'm safely going to get up and over Luther Pass. He was just sitting there, and I tried to explain it to him, and he kept cutting me off and telling me I had to come out here. And I tried to explain to him over and over, I'm doing it because that's the only piece of paved ground that's right around here where I can test this. And he's going to go ahead. He's bound and determined. He's writing me a ticket right now. So I'm putting this up on YouTube because this is absurd. This is absolutely absurd that this would happen to people. We're in a police state. We are not in any kind of constitutional republic or democracy. People's rights are being taken away from them. And I do believe that it's a setup. And I do believe that he was there intentionally. They will do nothing, even though I repeatedly tell them my truck is being harmed repeatedly by perps. They will not do anything. I have done nothing wrong, and it wasn't wrong to go down there. It was a public, like I just said to him a few minutes ago, it's a public safety issue. It's much safer if I test it going up and down that road and make sure, instead of him being so fussy about, you just trespassed onto state land. That's ridiculous. I couldn't open it up enough on this dirt road here on Burnside. And I shouldn't be testing it on the highways. I'm doing a safety issue. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But that's what's happening here. And he's going ahead, he's going to write me a ticket. So this is, yes, indeed, there are other people that show that the police are engaged in gang stalking, and it's true. This is the Highway Patrol. And yes, indeed, they are engaged in gang stalking. They do not do anything to solve the crimes, but they're engaged in it. And this man, hopefully I caught on the first part of the video how evil and how abusive that he was. I only went down there to test my vehicle in a safe area. That's all I did. And he's going to do this to me when I'm a victim of a crime. He's done the running. I have no priors. He's done everything else. I'm the victim of a crime, and this is how the victim of a crime is treated in this country. That's how it's treated. That's what they do. He's going to write a ticket on me trying to safely make sure that I can get up this hill. That's what he's going to do. It defies logic, and it shows the same thing with the masking and everything else. The criminals are getting away with literally murder and abuse, and meanwhile the police are supporting it. That's what we have happening in this country, where an innocent citizen who's a victim of a crime can't test her vehicle on a safe little stretch of road for a moment. And I purposefully did not open it up going down there because I needed to make sure there wasn't somebody down there that I would run into. And I wasn't going to open it up until I came out here just to make sure that my truck was safe to go over the hill. Now, God knows how many hundreds of dollars of a ticket I have to pay when I have made a decision. I had no way to contact the police ahead and say I had to do this. There was no way for me to contact them ahead. I had no choice. Now we've got a second one. Now we've got a second one. Now we've got another one coming. You see, now we've got two. And I've done nothing wrong. He says he's writing up his ticket. What are they going to do? Arrest and take me off? This is ridiculous. And they're writing me a ticket. I'm doing a safety issue here. Now I'm afraid that they're going to arrest me. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm just sitting here stating what's happening and writing and doing a video of it because I'm not doing anything wrong. And it was a good judgment. There was no way I could call him from here. I don't have reception here. I don't have reception until I get up to Luther Pass. That's where my reception is, so I couldn't have called the police until I was already up there. I'm just trying to make sure my vehicle is safe here. I just wanted to go up and down the road and make sure my vehicle was safe. That's all I did. I did not do wrong. It's not wrong when you're trying to keep everybody on the road safe because you're the victim of a crime. So he's out here writing me a ticket. This is so wrong. There's no way I could contact them. There's no way I could contact them to ask if it was okay. This is the only stretch of paved road around here that I could have tested it on. But he's going to write it anyway. He's standing there writing it. You can see clearly that he's standing there writing it. It's wrong. It's just wrong. But that's life in the United States. That's what we have. He's a gang stalker. The police are gang stalkers. They're all gang stalkers. They support the crime. That's what's happening here in the United States. They're supporting the crime. It's just really sad. And I don't know how I'm going to make the money to pay for some ticket when I've done nothing wrong, but just tested my vehicle to see if everything was going to be okay so I could make it over Luther. It would not have been appropriate to test on 88. It would not have been appropriate to test on 89. Someone keeps harming my truck repeatedly. They'll do nothing about it. So, he'll be on a video. He'll be uploaded to YouTube because what they're doing is wrong. This is just sick stuff. I've done nothing wrong, and that was the right choice. And any thinking person would have done the same thing I did. Any thinking person would have done the same thing. I imagine he won't even let me test it now. Any thinking person would have done the same thing and said, well, that's okay because you're just testing your vehicle to make sure it's okay. That's all I was trying to do.
Okay, ma'am. I'll give you a verbal warning for trespassing on state property, which is a violation that you could be taken to jail for. I'm just going to give you a citation for failing to obey the regulatory sign. That big oversized sign back there, I'm sure you have it in your video, that states "do not enter" is a regulatory sign. You do not have the right to go back there. That property has been vandalized. There's a reason why we go back there, is to guard that. At times like this, with all this traffic, we've had people vandalize and steal things.
And I
Ma'am,
stated,
I want you to do is go ahead and sign in the box.
okay, I need to say before I sign this and for the video that I tried from the beginning to state to you that I simply went down that road to test and make sure that my vehicle would be okay to get over Luther, and it's not safe to be testing on 88 or an 89. And I stated that. And so, you know, that anybody with any common sense would say, of course, that's the only paved road that you could do it down. So, no, you're not doing any favors for me. What you're doing instead is you're being overly litigious when there's no need, when it's a safety issue. That's what I'm stating, and I needed to state that for the video.
If your vehicle's unsafe, I can call you a tow truck.
You
do not have the right to go past that sign.
People keep harming it over and over. I'm going to read this first.
All right, ma'am.
I have a right to do that. This is so horrible. This is so horrible. How many hundreds of dollars will you make me pay when I've done nothing wrong? Failure to obey regulatory sign. And where am I appearing?
In Markleyville, ma'am.
What date does this say? Is
12/14, 1:30 p.m.
How am I going to be in Markleyville then?
I don't know, ma'am.
Oh, so then you can have a failure to appear and put out a warrant on me,
No,
I
ma'am.
guess.
There's a reason why you're getting a copy of this. Because that way you know when the appearance date is.
And what if I refuse to sign this?
Then I am going to take you to jail.
That's
You
ridiculous.
have one of two choices.
Okay, so I'm putting it on the video that if
that's
I
okay,
don't
ma'am.
sign this, but then they'll do a failure to appear on me because there's no way that then I'm going to be able to make that appearance. So then they can have a warrant for my arrest.
Well,
that's the next
between you
thing.
and the judge, ma'am.
This was all a setup. This
true.
was all a setup. The police are a part of gang stalking too. All I was doing was testing my vehicle to make sure that it's safe, and I've got plenty of documentation about all the harm, 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 about all the harm that's been done to my vehicle, about all the harm that's been done to my vehicle, about all the harm that's been done to my vehicle. This was a setup. This was gang stalking.
Do you have any questions, ma'am?
That's the police gang stalking.
All right, ma'am.
That's the police gang stalking in America. That's what this is. And it's wrong. It's wrong. Innocent human beings are being harmed not just around the world, but here in the United States as well. Innocent human beings are being harmed by gang stalking police and others who are gang stalking and who are being paid for their gang stalking. I'm going to leave this on until they've left. They're going to bother me. They're going to bother me. See? Look at that. Look at that. They're going to bother me. They're just standing there. Everybody saw that. Everybody saw that. You saw what was done to me. You saw what was done. Everybody saw that. That's a crime. And he's in 150354. That was a crime being committed against me by the police. And his fellow officer was also a part of it too. They're both a part of it. What they've done is evil and wrong, and they know it. They know it. And they don't like, you could see the look on his eyes just now. He didn't like being recorded. He didn't want to be recorded. And he followed through anyway. He followed through anyway. He was sitting there waiting for me. I've been having to do that every day to make sure that my truck is, see, and he won't let me go back there. He won't let me go back there and test my vehicle to make sure that it's safe to get up this hill, and I might break down. I just got harassed real intensely. He's a sicko, and he's going on YouTube because this stuff is wrong. Gang stalking is wrong. I can't take any more. I don't know how many hundreds of dollars they're gonna make me pay when I done nothing wrong. I won't be able to show up on December 14th clear back here. They keep me so little employment that I won't be able to show up here, and then they'll be able to put out a warrant for my arrest because they made me promise to appear. And he told me if I did not appear that I'd be arrested, that if I did not sign the form promising to appear that I'd be arrested. This is sick. He knows he's in the wrong and he doesn't care. He's a sick man. He's a very sick man. They all are. They do drugs and alcohol and caffeine and stuff so they don't have to worry, so they don't have to feel. He's a sick man. He's back there, so he won't let me go back and test my vehicle out on that road. So he's left me no choice. I either have to test it out on 88 some more, which is a freeway. And right now, all the traffic from 50 is being routed that way. So yes, this is definitely a setup. This is definitely a setup. And it just shows that the police are involved in gang stalking too. I'm really upset, but I needed to record this. And I think I got enough of it so that you could see what was happening. And it is wrong and it is sick. And this is what's happening in the supposed land of democracy and freedom. There is not really any for certain citizens like me who are gang stalked. And the police are a part of it too. And he just showed it.